Good morning. It's Wednesday morning. Janet JDK Counseling here. Sorry, I'm a little bit late this week. Normally I do these on Mondays, but even in the middle of a pandemic, therapists can get a little off schedule sometimes. So anyway, I'm glad to be with you today. We've been at this now getting on close to 6 weeks here, where most of us have been under some version of a safer at home order. And it's probably time to do just a little bit of a mental health and wellness check-in. And this is something you can do for yourself because everybody's starting to really feel some effects of this, and it's showing up in different ways, and that's to be expected when we're going through something like this. And again, this is a national shock trauma kind of thing. The ways that we normally respond to crises or big events or major changes or ambiguity, our styles of doing that are going to be exaggerated usually in a time like this. So let's just do a little check-in for yourself with some basic kinds of things. How are you eating? Are you eating pretty close to the way that you were before this all started? Are you doing a lot of comfort eating? How's your alcohol or any other drug consumption? In terms of sleep aids, in terms of pot, in terms of um, anything that would help relieve tension. If it's pretty close to what it was before this, that's fine. But if it's starting to inch up and it's showing signs of either getting to be a pattern or you can't cope without it, that's something to pay attention to. Everybody's having trouble sleeping. Um, you know, Occasional nights. But if you're having trouble consistently sleeping every single night, then that's getting to be an issue. Every few nights, some restlessness, wakefulness, maybe you have a hard time falling asleep once in a while. Um, that's to be expected, but if it's getting to be a consistent pattern, that's something you want to pay attention to. How's your mood? How's your relationships? Again, it's natural to have a really down day with this where it just feels overwhelming and like we're never going to get through this, and that that everything is falling apart. That's part of this, the natural wave and cycle of going through this. But if that wave and cycle is starting to be where you're more low and you're staying consistently low and feeling hopeless or despairing, that's or even just extremely anxious, that's something you want to start paying attention to. What are you filling your mind with? Certainly you want to be informed about what's going on, and you try to be as fact-based and medically and scientifically based as possible. And it's really hard when the people we count on are learning as they go too. The medical professionals and all the science folks are learning about this as they go. So it's really hard because we don't have a sense of security. So, how are you getting in your information, and what are you doing to cope with the unknown? That's a hard thing, as people were not used to doing that. We're used to making meaning and finding patterns in things, and we'll tend to fill in and make up meanings for ourselves, or pay attention to things that maybe aren't true because we need that assurance. We're built that way. So all that to say, be careful what you're feeding your mind with. And also make sure you're feeding your mind with something uplifting, whether that's music, whether that's nature, whether that's reading, story time, family, friends, exercise, things that will help uplift you and clear your mind. If you're struggling with any of these things and it's starting to get to be a pattern, where now it's going on a week, 2 weeks where I'm really not sleeping well. I can't get out of this hopeless, despairing kind of funky mood. My anxiety is just won't let go, and I feel my system going all the time and I can't stop thinking. You might want to think about at least talking to a loved one or somebody that are you experiencing this too? Is there something we can do to just be honest and help support each other? You might want to think about reaching out. Um, all these things are to be expected. It's not abnormal, and everybody's going to need a little extra help getting through what I'm calling now the ultra marathon of this, the long term haul of this. And it's going to be that. And that's also a hard thing to face, is that it's going to be a long haul. There isn't a quick fix. So, a lot of things that we're dealing with. Check in with yourself, check in with your loved ones, check in with your colleagues at work. If you need some assistance, you can email me, Jan, at therapysecure.com. If I can't help, I'll get you to the right place or help you find someone. But it's important that we care for each other and take care of ourselves, in body, mind, and spirit, so that we can get through this intact and come out healthier and stronger on the other side. Take care, everybody. Be well.